Okay. Hello, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Prakash and will be the sergeant at AMS for today's meeting, number 30. Toastmasters is an international non-profit organization started by Ralph C. Smedley to promote public speaking and leadership skills. Let me quote the mission of a Toastmasters Club. We provide supportive and conducive learning environment where members can improve their communication and leadership skills, thus by improving their personal and professional career. And welcome guest once again. I request all of you to. There's no guest. Okay. With this, I okay, let me open this meeting. I'll hand over the control to Madam President to proceed with the next steps. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Prakash, for starting the meeting. My dear fellow Toastmasters, welcome to the 30th meeting of Trivandrum Toastmasters. I declare the meeting open. Now, 30 is a milestone meeting for us. Every meeting is actually becoming a milestone meeting for us. And let's hope that as we progress, the quality of the meeting, the engagement of the meeting improves. Let us get into the theme of the meeting right away. Since we do not have any guests, let's start with the meeting. As a TMOD, I have chosen a very simple topic. Thanks for the suggestion by Shruti that we shall have very simple topics to engage our team and to make our team comfortable. I have chosen a very simple theme. Now, when you heard the theme of the day, so how I want to do it is, I wanted us to talk about the theme, and in between I will call each of you for a round robin talk, maybe 30 seconds. So if the timer can time 30 seconds, it would be good. So in between my talk, I might invite volunteers to come and share their thought on the specific point that I'm mentioning. So it would be good and it will be interactive. That's how I've planned it. The word of the day is aficionado, which means someone who's very much interested in. When I picked up the topic, just remember that. I thought I would cover a lot of movies from different languages that I have seen. And as I sat down thinking about it, all the good movies that came into my mind were from Malayalam and from a specific genre, specific time. I keep remembering all the Mohanlal and Innocent and that sort of movies were coming to my mind. So I thought I will start with that, and then let's see how the crowd here feels. When I picked the theme of the day, I put in the word, just remember that. All right. Now, I think it has got a lot to do with the memes and the humorous posts that are coming in the internet. This dialogue and the people and so many other dialogues are so popular and so part of our life, right? So when you heard the topic, just remember that. What is that came to your mind? What is one attribute of the person who's saying that came to your mind? But can you all be on unmute for the next 5 minutes so that we can have it very, just remember that. What came to your mind?
The gesture that Suresh Gopi shows with all his might.
Right. So I think that was one movie where just by hearing that dialogue, there is a lot of power that is being conveyed, a sort of satisfaction for us because we could never be that person. It's so good at least seeing someone on screen displaying that. And there are, if you look at my background, there are so many others dialogues that we keep repeating, the famous lottery dialogue, and that happiness and sadness, and these are scenes that you could see over and over again and still not feel bored. I really wonder the next generation, how they would accept it, or would they even understand it. Sometimes I share this with my teenage son and he thinks, okay, what is funny in that? And then I tell him, you have to watch the movie from the beginning. And the third one is my favorite scene from Kilikam, because I keep doing all these naughty things and finally my husband looks at me like this, but he doesn't say it, but I know in his mind he's saying, Vattanale. And the fourth one is a very oft repeated quote at my house. When our son does something really naughty, we disown him. We say, in the morning. So one person tells to the other person that the son is totally his or hers. Now I'll pause here and I'll ask one person what their favorite dialogue is. Other than this, is there something funny or a very inspiring dialogue that comes to your mind to the grade of just remember that? Prakash, what is one dialogue that you would like?
Oh, it's to me?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, there are so many dialogues, but I think Bond, James Bond.
Great. So that's a great introductory speech, introduction. Maybe Prakash will be trying that. My name is Vin, Prakash Vin. You actually have a good name to suit that. Then I've been thinking about specific characters or roles or people who have influenced me. And there was one and only Aravind Swamy at the time when I was in college, the heartthrob of all. When that movie Roja was released, we saw that movie and that was a topic of discussion. And anytime Roja was aired on TV, I would watch that. And now I actually go back to YouTube and search for specific scenes in Roja and relive that experience. The other character that I really liked was, again, trendsetter in those days was Nadia Maidu in Nokatta Durithu Kannam Nattu, because that was a very strong character, and she set a trend for that kind of a bold girl. And recently I got myself a yellow rose and I thought myself of the scene that she takes the yellow rose to Mohanlal and scares him with her. She goes asking for that yellow rose and scares him with her goggles. So that is a very strong character. She portrayed very strong characters. And so did Amala in her films, where she was the I don't care kind of girl, very fashionable kind of girl. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have Manju Warrier playing that Kolota Bhagavati kind of dialogue, a very strong, yet internally she's a very soft and scared person, but portraying a very strong character. And there is Dulquer, again, who I like for his quaint looks, a great an actor. Who is your favorite character?
Can I go, Arvi?
Yes.
My favorite character is Geet. If you have watched the movie Jab We Met, who says, "Main apni favorite hoon." The reason why I said this is because for a long time, I was trying to impress the other people in my world. I was trying to fit into the templates that they were giving me instead of looking into myself and identifying my likes and dislikes. And after watching this movie, I have made it a priority that I would always give myself the priority rather than the likes and dislikes of others in this world. So yeah, Geet is my favorite character.
Very good. That's a very positive influence because of the movie. I can really relate to that. And then you have the villains. And when you talk about villains, you think about the Joker. But in a more comical way, you think about Jose Prakash and his crocodiles and the very scary Balan K. Nambiar chasing some ladies. And of course, Gabbar Singh. The dialogue of Gabbar Singh has been doing rounds. Even though he's supposed to be a very scary villain, it was he portrayed such a lovable villain, at least in this picture. Now I'll call out to Manu to ask who his favorite villain is.
Yeah, there was a recent film in forgot Roger's actor's name. So he was a villain in a yeah. So there was a recent film in which he was a villain, and actually I felt that he did a better role compared to the actor. So that's my favorite. I mean, the recent ones.
Absolutely. So these anti-heroes are now getting a prime share of the movie, sometimes even taking our heart away from the hero. Well said. And then there is the power couples. Kunjako Boben always teamed up with Shalini. But my favorite is Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol. So many movies of them, and yet still go through seeing them. And Arvind Swamy and Manisha Koirala. I think that was a match made in heaven, at least on the silver screens. And then we have the evergreen Prem Nasir and Sheila. I think they have some record of being the most paired across actor and actress. Who is your favorite star couple? Deepti?
I think Mohanlal and Revati in Kilikam. It was an amazing one. We really enjoyed. I still nowadays, whenever Kilikam comes in TV, I keep watching and I keep enjoying each and every scene. In fact, me and my husband, whenever we feel low and all, we watch those clips of the Kilikam movie and keep laughing and enjoying. So I love their pair in that particular movie.
And finally, there are some families in the movies that take our heart away. The Von Trapp family in Sound of Music. It's a lovely setting, how they build that family up and how they keep it together. That's one of my favorite settings, and the way the governess fits into it. That's a lovely movie. And then there is the cousins in Bangalore Days, a relationship that is so enviable. The Tenmavin Kombatha family, with its all funny and weird likings. But the best is a family in Chitram, because of the humor that is happening on the daily life. I absolutely love Nedumudi Venu's character, Mohanlal, and his cousin, or so-called cousin, who comes up, Srinivasan and his family. So all these families are also taking away a lot of my mind share. So we see lots of families that we envy in this, the kind of bonding that they have. And movies also have sad families. I am not a aficionado of sad movies, so that's why you wouldn't see anything sad out here. I like soft movies that end well. I like comedies, and that's my pick of families. So families that stay together. Now, Rahul, what when you think about movies based on family stories, what is a movie that comes to your mind?
Thank you, Arati, for the question. I would prefer Home, the recent movie. That gave a lot of message for us to understand how the family is running, our relations with after marriage and kids, everything which we got from home.
Absolutely. And I think the characters were absolutely brilliantly cast. The role of Indrans and the dad that he is. I remember the scene where he's fumbling with his phone and starting off the video. In fact, we could also relate to that in a tense mode. We would also do that. So well realistically taken movies, and movies like that are here to stay. So with that, I will pause for now and get into our proceedings for the day. And to get into the serious business, let me invite the general evaluator for the day, our ever smiling and energetic head of delivery from Pet Solution, Jasna. Jasna, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arati. Hello, everybody. I see that there are no guests for today. I'd like to welcome you all to this meeting. I'll be your evaluator for the day. No evaluation is complete without a tag team, and I'd like to introduce you to our tag team for today. In the position for the timer, we have Deepthi. She's working as a quality manager at Suntech Business Solutions and is passionate about public speaking and gardening. Over to you, Deepthi.
Thank you, Jasna, for the warm welcome. I am the timer for the day today. So as everybody knows, timing is very, very important, and it is quite important in Toastmasters. So I will be keeping note of the time for how much time you are speaking for each of your speeches, as well as for your table topics. So for example, if it is a table topic, you will have 2 minutes time. So we expect you to at least speak for 1 minute, and I'll be showing the green card, as you can see here. And then after that, 1 minute 30 seconds, I will be showing the yellow card. And then when you reach 2 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. So after showing the red card, you get exactly 30 seconds to wind up your speech. So this is the way we would be going. So over to you, Jasna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepthi. We have a dual role being played today by Smita from Safin Technologies, who will be acting as a grammarian as well as an accountant for today. Smita is a software engineer by profession and a dancer by passion. Over to you, Smita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jasna. Toastmaster Jasna just mentioned, dual role for me today. First is that of a grammarian who will help the speakers improve their grammar and vocabulary. I'm also introducing the word again. Aarti had discussed what the word of the day is, but I would like to give a little more details on that. The word of the day is aficionado, and it is mostly used as a noun. It means a person who is very knowledgeable and enthusiastic about an activity, subject, or part-time. Few usages. She is an art aficionado and a cake obsessive. Another one is, my husband is the art aficionado of the family and prides himself on being able to identify the painter of any piece he sees. The second role for me is that of an accountant. Who will note down or record any overused or filler words like so, but also, and as well, this, you know, etc. So I will make a note of that and give you a count towards the end of the meeting when the evaluation is done. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Jasna.
A special thanks to Toastmaster Smita for playing the dual role and taking it up in the last minute. I'll be giving my evaluations at the end of the meeting. Thank you very much, and back to you, Toastmaster Arati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jasna and team. Now let us get into the prepared speeches session. I picked up this word aficionado, knowing that it is very difficult to use that, but I at least wanted us to learn the spelling, learn the pronunciation, and know when to use it, even if we don't use it. Now, I have a friend who works in InvestNet who is actually an aficionado of movies. Every Friday, he would leave our office in the good old times when we were working office. He would leave the office sharp at 6 because he had to watch the movie at 6 o'clock. If he had a choice, he would have gone for the first release, but taking a leave every day on the first day was not possible. So I used to ask him, JK, doesn't it get boring for you to go alone and watch a movie, that too on the first day, not knowing any review? So he told me, Aarti, there are only two kinds of movies. There are good movies and very good movies. So he is someone who thinks that a movie that is made can never be bad because there's a lot of effort that goes into it. I did not know I thought he was only passionate about seeing movies, but recently I think he moved out of Suntech and went into InvestNet, and then he started making lots of short films, and he's winning awards after awards. So there might be something in you that needs to come out, and for JK it came out, even though a little late. He's doing very well on that. Now, today let's get into our prepared speeches. Our first speaker is Prakash, who's attempting his project. And to evaluate Prakash, I'm going to invite our evaluator for the day, Shruti. Shruti, though new into Toastmasters, is a seasoned Toastmasters, and we are quite happy to see her playing active roles. Shruti, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aarti. Very much impressed with the theme of the day. And yeah, I guess everyone over here today is our movie aficionados. So kudos to that. Coming to the objective of the speech, the purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The member has to demonstrate that he has applied the feedback received from his or his first speech. So what I understand is Toastmaster Prakash has received a feedback and he is redoing the speech. So I will be targeting on those comments received from the first evaluator and how well he performs today. That's all from my side, and all the best, Prakash. Over to you, Toastmaster Aarti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti, for very crisply stating the objective. Prakash is repeating his project, which is part of the objective, as to take feedback from his first evaluator and reapply it and get a second opinion on that. Prakash is one of our very soft-spoken yet very active Toastmaster. Recently, he has taken up the role of Sergeant at Arms and doing it very enthusiastically. I'm so happy that he's part of the XCOM. I welcome Prakash I wish Prakash all the best. So speaker one for today, Toastmaster Prakash, Bittersweet Lessons by Toastmaster Prakash. Over to you.
One day, sometime last year, I was driving home from the office. I saw a fruit stall stopped to buy oranges. The only thought that occupied my mind at that moment was to choose the best oranges. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Do you know how to choose the best oranges? Well, here is what I did. By the way, I am not a fruits aficionado. I started handpicking the oranges one by one, which looked fresh. In other words, glossy and shining, somewhat firm with a shade of orange tint. I felt happy about my selection. I reached home, and being an orange family, we ate all oranges except one. Research says vitamin C improves immunity as well as memory. But I'm not sure about immunity, but it did not work when it comes to memory. Because I totally forgot to see the leftover orange on my dining table. Even after loading myself with so much vitamin C. After a few weeks, when I noticed that orange, I wondered why it still looked fresh. Honestly, I did not want to know the reason. And why bother about an orange? So being lazy, I just thought, let it rot. So I just let it rot. After days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months. After 5 months, did you hear what I just said? 5 months, imagine that. An orange was looking fresh on my dining table. So I was really shocked, and even I grew older in those 5 months, but not that orange. It looked fresh and young for its age. And finally, I decided to know the reason behind its long life. Why was it not decaying? So I decided to Google about the orange. After reading pretty much everything about the orange and waxing, this is what I found. First things first, waxing cannot be avoided. No, it cannot be avoided. In fact, it is essential to retain the water content of fruits. However, the problem is the type of wax used. Even Indian government approves edible waxing on fruits, but prohibits rubbing all other materials on foods, including petroleum waxes and oils. But you know the reality. The reality is entirely different. People use whatever material that comes to their hand to make the food shine. That's the reality. Here is the most startling fact. Sorry about that. Okay. The most startling fact is waxing helps to retain the water content of fruits. At the same time, it does not have the capability to control the decaying of fruits. These two things are entirely different concepts. Waxing can help to retain the water content, but it does not control the decay. In other words, even if a fruit is waxed, it will decay. It will not live unusually longer period of time. That means another chemicals, such as morpholin, is applied on fruits to enhance its life and make it life longer. And this chemical is just harmful. Just harmful. I am not going into the specifics of this. It took me a while to comprehend everything what I have read and struggled a bit to digest the fact that perhaps the orange on my dining table might have undergone these treatments. I was worried. I was upset. I was angry. I was frustrated. I no longer wanted the orange to rot because I knew it might not rot anytime soon. So I just picked that orange to throw it away. That moment, I felt like it was asking me a question. How did you choose these oranges in the first place? How did I choose these oranges in the first place? I was looking for oranges which looked fresh and glossy. And how would I expect to get glossiness and freshness without waxing and chemicals? The realization that my behavior also contributed to that problem or augmented that problem struck me hard like weights on my head. I threw away that orange. But there is still a question lurking under the surface. How can we avoid these fruits? Can we avoid these fruits? Can we? Here is the bad news. It might not be possible unless you grow your own fruits. Just like vegetables. But to a larger degree, we will be able to mitigate these problems by washing the fruits using vinegar and lime, or maybe peeling the fruits. Yeah. That's the advantage my favorite fruit has. You have to peel it anyway. But the hardest part is the best fruit is it is always the seasonal fruits. That's what every other experts say. Just as a caveat, you can wash the fruits, you can peel the fruits, but it is always advisable to go for local seasonal fruits. That's the bittersweet lesson an orange has taught me. to prefer local seasonal fruits. And the season for oranges in India is October to May, it is November. And after a very long time, I bought a kilo of orange at the start of this November, 3 weeks back, and we ate all oranges except one, still lying on my dining table, looking fresh. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prakash, for that informative speech. I'm reminded of the movie How Old Are You?, in which there is a scene between Manju Warrier and Suraj Venyaramoda, where he says, you take all the vegetables and dip it in the chemicals. What is there? What is the big deal about it? So that's the sad state of affairs for us. Now let's move on to our next segment, which is the second prepared speech for the day, which is going to be given by Manu, and the evaluator for Manu is Toastmaster Zinu. Can I invite Zinu to read out the evaluation criteria, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster Aarti. A warm good afternoon, my dear Toastmasters. I am also an aficionado of movies. I watch movies from all genres, any language. I love watching movies, and recently I'm into Korean. Yeah, and the theme for today, Aarti brought back a lot of memories, a lot of movies that still, the dialogues still is in our minds. Everyone remember the dialogues. I know all those that Aarti has shown. Good one. It actually rejuvenated, made us fresh. Okay, coming back to this, our agenda, the speech for today. Toastmaster Manu is doing his level 1 project 3 in presentation mastery, and the objective of his speech is, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. The member completing this project has spent time researching a topic. He or she may be speaking about a new topic or a non-topic on a deeper level. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The speech content and style should work well together. And this project is not a report on the content of the researching and presenting project. All the best, Toastmaster Manu. And back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aarti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zinu, for explaining the objectives and also making a mention of Korean movies. I am with you on that. We need to catch up offline. Now, the next speaker for the day is Manu, someone who likes traveling. And today he's going to share with us some wisdom from his travel. So Toastmaster Manu, say no to castaway vacations. Say no to castaway vacations, Toastmaster Manu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aarti. Imagine you have reached a beautiful island. Clear sea, clean sand, lots of coconut trees, calm and peaceful. Would you be happy to have such a vacation destination? A calm and quiet place that's far from the hassles that we face in our city lives. But soon the reality strikes. You don't have clean drinking water. The place is full of mosquitoes, no place to sleep. Food you have is cold and no provision to make it hot. Your perfect vacation has now become like a Castaway movie tragedy. And I hope all of you have seen the Castaway movie. Hello, fellow Toastmasters. I'm Manu, and today I'm going to talk about how to avoid a castaway type vacation. A leading travel technology company, Amadeus, did a research recently in 2021 on the most searched destination. And it was found that Burj Khalifa, that became the the top location, and also it was amazing to see Mount Everest also in one of the top 10, right? And in another research, it was found that almost 77% of the travelers would be traveling in the year 2022. And this was the research that was done by Amadeus. And in that, Indians were also planning to do, or 72% of Indians were also planning to travel in the same year in 2022. It's actually good to see Indians suddenly becoming travel aficionados, because in a past research that was done in 2017 by Expedia, India was ranked 5th most vacation deprived country in the world. 55% Indians took few vacations, and 28% Indians took no vacations at all because of work schedules, staff shortages, and things like that, right? Jonathan Baski, who is a professor at University of San Francisco, who has done a lot of research in terms of customer satisfaction with focus on hotel and gaming industries. He did a research on 40,000 American, European, and Asian consumers who traveled in the year 2012. And he came to a conclusion that there are 3 factors which decides the most important factors in hotel selection or resort selection, and they are location, price or budget, and the past experience or in general experience. So I'll go through each of these factors in detail, starting with the location part. As I said earlier, right? I mean, Burj Khalifa came as the top, and then you have Mount Everest, which is the top 10 searched item in 2021. But these are not places where we go every year, right? It's sort of once in a lifetime sort of a destinations. But when we select a location, there are many factors that we need to look at. Type of vacation, right? That's the first thing. What sort of vacation do you want? Do you want a relaxed vacation? Then you need to go to a beach. Or do you want an adventurous vacation, right? Then you need to go some place where you like hiking or trekking, things like that, right? Look at distance. Now, I'm not a person who would like to travel sort of like 10 hours or 12 hours to reach a destination, right? We'll be happy reaching there, but then you have to spend 12 hours to return back. And that 12 hours can be really, really take away all the fun that you had, right? So if you're that sort of a person, try something that is nearby or easy to get to, right? Or do you want a warm place or a cold place, right? I mean, considering the weather that we have here, it's natural that we want to go to some cold place, like I went recently to Munnar. Or do you want to travel in a peak season or an off season? Almost 40% of Indians would like to travel in off season, but there are many who would like to go in peak season. Like if you look at December time, it's a peak season, but still people like to go to places like Goa. And one thing I learned from my experience is when you are visiting places, try to stay at a location which is nearby to all those locations, right? And it will save you a lot of money with regards to travel. So that's the first aspect when you select the location. The second aspect is price or budget. You don't want to be in a situation when you come back after the vacation and then you're all broke. You spend all your money on vacation, and when you're back, you don't have money for anything else. So make sure that you plan the budget accordingly, and the budget it includes accommodation, travel, food, everything, right? And according to a research done by Yatra.com, 3 out of 4 Indians are ready to spend almost 25,000 on vacations. And in my recent trip that I went to Munnar, because I'm traveling after 2 long years, I didn't want budget to be a constraint. So we selected a villa with a pool, a private pool, and I can tell you my family, especially my daughter, she liked it a lot. Even though it was cold, she still wanted to be in the pool. And right now, I mean, even after like a couple of weeks, she still says, can we go back to the Leaf? The Leaf is the name of that resort. Can we go back to the Leaf? That's what she tells always. So it was a good experience that she had, and that makes me happy as well. The third part is the experience, right? Past experience. It can be your own experience, right? You went to that resort, you liked it, and you're going again. Or it can be somebody else. So go through reviews in Google, Make My Trip, Agoda. There are a lot of sites that you can go to get a glimpse of how that resort or hotel is. But there is a catch. I can give you an experience that I had. So this recent trip that we went to Munnar. We were doing like hopping, like one resort, and then we went to the second. The second resort, I didn't do much research. I just went based on a video from a famous vlogger in YouTube. Just saw that video, went there. But it was total tragedy when we reached there. We later found out that vlogger, I mean, he was talking about the 3 cottages, which was like super expensive. And we were staying in a normal room, but it was not cheap as well. Per night, it was around 7,000. So we thought the rooms might be good, but it was a total tragedy when we reached there. So yeah, you will get a lot of things on social media, but do your research. And good thing with that is, I mean, based on a research that was done by Expedia, almost 42% of Indians spend around 6 to 10 hours researching on the destination. So we are in good company, right? So do your research. The 3 factors that I mentioned earlier, it was done in a research in 2012, and it's applicable now too. But when you look at a recent study, which was done by Booking.com, almost 80% of Indians are planning to take health and safety related precautions while traveling. And almost 71% Indians are opting to avoid the destination because of safety concerns. So apart from the 3 things that I said, keep in mind about the safety as well, because I mean, we all know it's COVID, it's still not gone. And I can tell you one experience I had when I was trying for resorts or searching for resorts for my recent Munnar trip. I was about to book a site, and then I thought, okay, let me go to Google and do a review. When I went there, the first review that I saw was from a family who said the rooms were not neat and we got COVID after we came back. So that I straight away went to another resort. So do your research, especially during these times. The comments and that you get there is very valuable. As we get out of the COVID lockdown over the past 2 years, right, it is very important that we start traveling, right? We were stuck at home for 2 years. The only people that we meet are virtual, right? So get out, try to meet people, and be safe as much as possible. As Saint Augustine once said, the world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page. So I'll end this with a question to all of you. Are you still on page number 1, or have you started turning your pages? Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manu, for that very interesting talk, much needed for us who are stuck at home. You could almost pass yourself as a salesman for some travel company. Very well done, very well research done. And the point that you said, you don't want to travel and come back home broke. I wish that would have been a very good phase of our life that we probably did not use well at that time. That reminds me of the character of Dulquer in Charlie, the protagonist, who leads a carefree life. He thinks like traveling, he'll just get on his bike and go, followed by a lady with equally carefree passion. So those things are what you can envy in the movies and then come back to reality. Thank you for taking us on your trip, Manu. With that, we come to the end of our prepared speeches. We are a little lagging on time, but I do not want to skip on the next session, which is the most important session, according to me, which is the table topics session. And today in our income meeting, we have Rahul from UST, who's going to be the table topics master for today. So I invite Rahul to take over.
Thank you, Arati. Today I will be playing table topic master role. Just remember that Toastmaster is the platform which will give you more confidence to speak. Here we are today, table topic section, which will give you improved speaking kind of experience. What you want to do that I have few topics, you need to select one topic and speak for 2 minutes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Then I am ready. Let me share my screen. Yes, I'm ready. Who wants to try first? Any number. Please raise your hand. Or you can mention your name also if you are not able to see.
Smita, Jasna.
I'll go. Zinu.
Yeah, Sinu. Sinu, which number you plan to choose?
3.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Hope you are able to see my screen, right? If you could fly in a hot air balloon or any city in the world, what would you choose? Why? You are clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Over to you.
Thank you, topic master. The topic I have been given is if you could fly in a hot air balloon in any city, which city would it be? Thank you for giving this great topic. Again, this reminds me of the Korean series, Crash Landing on You. So I would say I would like to go to Korea, especially South Korea, and see if what is being pictured in the series is true or not. Watching from the series, we feel like going there, especially I would like to see all the cosmetics, all the Korean cosmetics, that is like, you can see the glassy skin, the hair textures, how they keep their hair so fresh, clean, soft, silky. So all this have captured me through the series, which I have been following for the past 6 months, I would say. So all my family members know that I am a very big fan of Korea. And if I get to fly in a hot air balloon to any city, I would love to go to Korea and explore all the cosmetic brands over there and bring back whatever I could with the money I have in my hand. Thank you. Thank you. Over to topic master.
Thank you, Sinu, for sharing your experience. Please use the word of the day while you are speaking. I will share my screen again. So we have 2 more topics with the limitation of time. So who wants to try?
I can do it.
Okay, after that I will.
Jasna or Smita?
Yeah.
Jasna. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go next.
Okay. Please choose any number.
4.
4. Okay. Life is so simple and easy. Why we are complicating our life? Over to you, Jasna. You are clear, right?
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. And I love the topic. Life is so simple and easy. Why are we complicating it? It's so true. It's actually very, very true. There are many times in life where you could do something in a very simple manner. And we see that there are always things that, or people, I think it's mostly people who make it complicated. I do a lot of mentoring and speeches within my organization and sometimes to some others as well. And I always use one thing to try to specify the same points. You know, you can touch your nose this way and you can go all the way around and touch your nose. And I usually ask this to the freshers. So which way do you want to touch your nose? You just go like this, or you want to go all the way around? And I see that they get the idea that many times people just think of things in a very complicated way. And then they go around trying to unwind something that is not even there. And this factor is always a problem. So what we really need to think about is how we can simplify things. You know, even if we see a complicated aspect to it, how we can simplify things. I'm a person who always believes that everything is possible. You know, nothing is impossible. There is always a way. We just need to take a little bit of time to find how to do it. And if you do that little bit of thinking in between to see how to uncomplicate things and just go in the easiest way, we will surely find a way. And stay simple and calm, and we don't need to get in 10 people to try to solve a problem that is not even there. This happens many times during our discussions in office. And this is a topic that is like something that I enforce many times. I have some general meetings within the group, within the senior groups. Every time is the same story. Guys, let's just make life easier, you know, let's just not complicate things. Let's just do it simple. Let's always think 2 minutes how to solve a problem and not always find the very serious way of doing it, but something simple and easy that can help us find our way through. That was it for me. Thank you very much for the topic talk. Toastmaster Rahul, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jasna. I agree to you. People are complicating our life. Yeah, we will go to next topic. That's the last topic. Smita, you want to try?
Sure, please.
Please choose any number.
What is left now? Is it 3? Oh, no, 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
I'll take 2.
2. What will you do if you get 1 crore rupees now?
Okay.
Over to you, Smita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. What will I do if I get 1 crore rupees today? I have 10 or 20 different things that I would love to do. But recently, maybe it's the age getting onto me. I started looking or feeling so much empathy towards people coming from poor backgrounds and doing a little more charity, which I probably did not give much importance during the early stages of life. And I also had a detailed talk with my maid who joined me recently. And I came to know that the environment she is coming from, almost all the girl children there, even though they are very good at their studies or have some aficionado towards studies or art or anything, they are made to stop all that when they reach their 10th grade and they are all married off by their parents. And this is not going very good at all for them. So maybe in the past week or 2, I've been really thinking hard whether I can spend some money, bring up some change there, have an institution there where these kids can come learn anything, be it anything from an art field or education or anything, empower them, bring awareness for their parents that this is not the end of the world if their girl child does not get married when they're in their 10th grade, and think of having a family and that's it, life is taken care of for them. So we need to change all that. And if you ask me today, that is where I would want to spend my 1 crore rupees on, which would not have been the case a couple of years back. I had so many other things that I wanted to do. So that is my speech, my impromptu speech for the day with what I will do with my 1 crore rupees.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smita. Really nice to hear that. Keep going. Hope all of you enjoyed today's session. Thank you for participating. Over to you, Timur.
Thank you, Rahul, for picking up great topics. Your choice of topics was very good and everybody could speak and look at the different kind of perspectives we got from that topic. So kudos to you for picking that up and thank you for playing your role. With that, we come to the final session, which is our evaluation session. Without much ado, let's just get into that part. Can I invite Jasna to share the report, the feedback and the evaluation for the day?
Thank you, Toastmaster Aarti. Okay, I just thought that my internet was not stable. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Aarti, for that. I'd like to call on my tag team first and then maybe put a little bit of 2 cents at the end from myself. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepti, for the timer report.
Okay, for the eval, sorry, 1 second. Aarti, I had emailed you, so probably you can project that one. But for the speeches, Prakash was well within the time of 7 minutes and 13 seconds. And Manu slightly went a little a bit at a higher end, where 8 minutes and 55 seconds. So it went beyond the 7 minutes 30 seconds mark. Remaining all, I'll come back to you all later.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti. Over to Smita for her report, grammarian as well as accountant.
Sure. I will give the reports based on each speaker, starting with Aarti. Couple of good usage of words like quaint looks, taking the heart away, carefree, all those things I had recorded. I did record 3 to 4 hours and 2 so's from Aarti, and she had used the word of the day twice. Shruti used it once. Prakash, for your speech, I recorded few good usages of terms like enhance, comprehend, realization, augmented, and mitigate. He used the word of the day once. Zinu, rejuvenate was a good term. A couple of likes and hours and 1 so was recorded and used word of the day once. Manu, hassles, deprived, and broke, and 1 usage of word of the day. Jasna, I recorded a couple of hours, and enforce was used in a very good way in the sentence. This is what I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smita. I'd just like to give my 2 cents on the meeting. TMOD Aarti, I think you took us to the world of movies. You took us to the world of movies in such a way that, it caused a lot of nostalgia. All these old movies that we could we had forgotten before. The memories just came flooding back. So thanks for that. Toastmaster Prakash, I will think twice now before I buy an orange. I'm a very big fan of eating oranges, and you like give me a jolt. So I'm going to think more and more next time I try to buy something. And I also like the way that you mentioned about augmenting the problem. So that usage was very nice. Toastmaster Manu, enlightening us on the travel situation. That was great. Again, I am a travel fanatic, and yes, it's been very hard sitting at home. So I did use a little bit of things in between. So I did turn the book a couple of times, though it was COVID, even during these 2 years. And thank you very much for bringing up and taking up that topic. For the Korean trends that have been going on in here, I think a lot of people are moving into Korean series and Korean movies. And I feel there is a lot of romantic, there's this romantic factor as the most involved factor in these Korean series, which is pulling all the ladies more into that direction. So it was nice to see that thoughts from Sinu as well as from Aarti. Toastmaster Rahul, the topics, though we just had like 3 or 4, they were very open. There were some things that people could actually talk about freely, and it was really great topics that you chose. That was it from my end. Back to you, Toastmaster Aarti.
The specific
evaluations for
evaluators.
You're not over. Okay,
speech.
Deepthi, go on.
No, prepared speech evaluations need to be said, right? Shruti and Zinu.
All right, so I know that I had to call them. So Shruti, over to you, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jasna. To start with, how many of you could relate to the speaker's topic today? Yes, we don't give that much thought while picking the fruits from the fruit stall, isn't it? So that is highlight number 1 for a speaker. Picking a topic that anybody can relate to. And the speaker did total justice for that. And the content of the speech, it was hooking the audience, starting from, and the opening of the speech was one day. Yes, we all love to listen to stories. And when somebody opens their speech with one day or once upon a time, it immediately grabs the attention of the audience. So good job over there, Toastmaster Prakash. Title of the speech. I have said this before, I am a speech title aficionado. So the title of the speech was A Bittersweet Lesson. Again, something that makes us think, okay, what could be that bittersweet lesson? The takeaway message. For any speech, there should be a takeaway message that lingers within the minds of the audience. And here, it was a simple one, yet beautiful. What was it? We cannot avoid applying chemicals. The vendors cannot avoid that process. But we can decide to pick only local and seasonal fruits. So that was the takeaway message. And good job in picking the title, coming up with a great content. And in between, there were so many dialogues. For any speech, when we apply dialogues in between, it helps us to modulate our voice. Here, many times he said, wondered why it still looked fresh. There was a dialogue. And I was angry, frustrated, and upset. Everywhere he could inject his emotions. So two of the points that was received during the first feedback to the speaker was voice modulation and gestures. So I could see the gestures most of the time, but unfortunately, because of the camera position, I missed most of it. It was cut off. So here comes the room of the improvement pointers. Because of the camera position, gestures were cut off, but I could see that those were there. The gestures were there. Coming to the voice modulation, I could see that the speaker was trying to apply a high volume to the dialogues. Some of the dialogues inject emotions and apply low volumes to some other dialogues. But the fact was, because the audio clarity was not there and there was a little bit of echo, that voice modulations were not that clear. So my suggestions would be to practice a little more. And there were two times where our speaker was trying to recollect some of the content of the speech. So I would request to practice a little more, because this is a prepared speech. With practice, we can improve a lot, and improvement is better than delayed perfection. So Toastmaster Prakash, you did a great job, but with a little bit of practice, you can definitely do more justice to the gestures and voice modulation. That's all from my end, and over to you, Toastmaster Jasna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. Now over to you, Toastmaster Sinu, for the evaluation of the second speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jasna. Good afternoon once again to one and all, and to the speaker in particular, Toastmaster Manu. Toastmaster Manu, it was a great topic. Of course, it reminded me of Castaway movie. We could connect to that movie. And you started with asking audience a question. You connected with the audience first during the initial, while you started with the speech itself. You had a good audience connect. A well-researched topic. Okay, you have done your research very well. And all those things we could relate to, because of this COVID pandemic situations, everybody is locked up at their homes. Everyone is now looking for vacations, to travel, and to get away from the boredom of sitting at home. You had a great eye contact. Of course, great intro and a strong conclusion as well. Talking about improvements, of course, everyone knows that we are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. So there's still room for improvement to be the best orator for tomorrow. I would give you some suggestions that came to my mind. Okay, first thing is the posture and gesture. I always tell this to everyone. When you clasp your hands in front of your body, it shows a close gesture. Okay, you were trying to do hand gestures most of the times. Okay, but again, you will come back to the same position, clasping hands like this. So you were doing like this, then you came back to this position. So that shows a close gesture. It's not a good way when you present something in front of an audience. That's one thing. Then you were repeating the word right. Every time, each sentence you have repeated right. Whenever you say something, you just say right. There was some sentences which didn't fit that well. I felt like that. Okay. And the next thing is voice modulation. So it was from the beginning, it was the same tone that you were carrying on. So when you were happy, like you were talking about the resort that you stayed, your family liked it, your kid liked it. So you can show that in a more enthusiastic way, to just change the voice in a happy mode and all that. So I would suggest work on the voice modulation a little bit more. Okay, to sum up, great content. I loved your topic and content. A well-delivered speech. Great intro and conclusion. You concluded with a punchline. I liked it. Just need to work on the posture, gesture, and voice modulation. And you can add a bit of vocabulary as well. So all the best in your future projects. Over to Jasna.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Toastmaster Deepthi, I felt like you said I will say something at the end, so I assume there is a little bit left from your end as well. Please go. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to just, take the time for their evaluation also. That's the reason. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through the timings. For the table topic, Zinu, you did for 1 minute 38 seconds. You can try, definitely you can try for a little bit more, but you were well within the time. Jasna, 2 minutes 12 seconds. That's really good. Smita, 1 minute 45 seconds, so she can also improve here. And for the evaluations, Shruti, you took 3 minutes 30 seconds. You were on dot. And Zinu, you took 3 minutes 25 seconds. You are also on dot. So that's with the evaluations. And whereas for the introduction, Prakash, you took for the essay, you took 45 seconds. Aarti, you went a little bit beyond 14 minutes you went. And Jasna, you took 2 minutes 47 seconds for the GE and tag team introduction, which was well within the time. So these are the timings. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepthi. Over to our movie aficionado, Aarti. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jasna, for that report. And you're playing this for the first time, so we excuse all the glitches in that. So, like, there is no perfect movie. Life is also not so perfect. There are. It starts as a comedy. Whether we want to end it in a tragedy or comedy, it's up to us how we write the script. So with that note, I am leaving you to be the script writer of your life. You can mold your life to anything that you want. Let's closing this on a short notice because we have overrun a lot, but I hope it was a very interesting meeting. We cannot take feedback on this. Please post your feedback in the group so that it will motivate others. Thank you for joining. I formally declare this meeting as adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.